Dozens of asylum seekers bound for Australia have died within sight of their destination. Their wooden boats smashed into rocks at Christmas Island early this morning. As many as 50 people drowned. Locals did all they could to rescue those in the water, but they say the conditions were so treacherous their own lives were in danger. The federal government is yet to confirm the number of dead, but tonight the Prime Minister has cut short her holiday to deal with the disaster. Emergency services and the Defence Force are on Christmas Island to assist the injured survivors and search for those still missing. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Simpkin reports.
By screams and the smell of diesel. Dozens of them ran to the rocks, throwing ropes and life vests into the water, trying vainly to drag survivors from it. Some of the asylum seekers spent an hour in the water, clinging to debris and the increasingly faint hope of rescue.
We saw women, there were children as well, unfortunately. It was a really horrendous tragedy. They had no hope, really. They hung on for as long as they possibly could, and each one of them were eventually thrown off into the sea, onto the rocks. There was just so much flotsam and jetsam around that they were being battered and hit by planks and logs and everything else that were in the water. So, if the rocks didn't get you, the debris from the boat, those pieces would have done a lot of damage to them as well.
Customs and Navy ships are believed to have pulled around 40 people from the water, but they couldn't get to many others.
There was a naval vessel, out to sea, a large vessel, and they had two smaller high-speed inflatable rescue rafts patrolling, trying to get in as close as possible to pick up the survivors. Tragically, though, they could not do it. It was just far too dangerous. The swells, it's extreme weather conditions.
These photos were taken by a local an hour earlier. It's a terrifying combination. 5-metre swells, jagged rocks and a crippled boat getting closer and closer to the cliff. As many as 80 desperate people were on board, mainly families, and there's nothing they can do.
There's been a tragic incident on Christmas Island. A people smuggler's boat has crashed into the rocks. A number of people have been rescued, but sadly some bodies have been retrieved.
It's thought the boat came from Indonesia, but its passengers were originally from Iran and Iraq.
This is a serious incident, and that's why I took the opportunity to brief the Prime Minister this afternoon.
Julia Gillard's on holidays, but is cancelling her leave and will return to work this evening. Past asylum seeker incidents have been politicised by both sides, and some refugee groups are already blaming government policy for this latest tragedy.
It's the Australian government's policies which is responsible for people pushing them to get onto boats to come to Australia.
We've just had a tragic incident. Now is not the time for that debate.
The discussion will come on other days and has gone on before, but today is a day to focus on supporting those most in need and ensuring that they have our support as they recover from this terrible tragedy.
The Royal Flying Doctor Service is on the way to Christmas Island to help the injured. It believes 50 asylum seekers are dead, drowned just metres from their destination. Mark Simpkin, ABC News, Canberra.